Hello, everyone, and welcome into Normal, Illinois for the first of a three-game series between your Washington Wild Things and the Normal Cornbelters. Hi, everyone. I'm Zach Ziegler, taking you through the 2016 season here of Washington Wild Things baseball. First of three here in the Corn Crib, as it's called out in Normal, Illinois. We'll have all the action for you for that game. First pitch at 7:35. You're currently listening to the Washington Wild Things pregame show. Coming up, going to take a look at the three-game series against the Schaumburg Boomers. Your Wild Things taking 2 out of 3 from the Boomers in that one. Also going to see what Normal did last time out as they took 2 of 3 from the River City Rascals. So both these teams coming in kind of hot. That's coming up. We'll also have an interview with relief pitcher Zach Groats. That's coming up. Also look at the lineup and the first pitch. It's all coming for you right here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, the Washington Wild Things pregame show. Now, as we said, over the weekend, the Wild Things were taking on the Schaumburg Boomers in Schaumburg, Illinois. For the most part, a pretty successful weekend as they took 2 out of 3 from the last place Boomers. In game 1 of that series, the Wild Things, a comeback victory won by the score of 6-4. Matt Frauden got the start on the hill that night and gave up 4 runs in the first inning, but other than that, he really calmed down and pitched very well on the night. He gave up the 4 runs in the first inning. It started off with a single by Josh Gardner, a walk by Paul Crowenfield made it first and second, and then Chris Robinson, a 2 RBI triple for him, made it 2-0. One batter later, Sean Payne would hit a 2-run homer. That made the score 4-0. Schaumburg Boomers in the first inning. After that, though, Matt Frauden really shut things down. Faced 3 batters in the second, 4 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, and 3 in the sixth. Pitched very well. 6 innings for him for those 4 runs, giving up on 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. The Wild Things would start the comeback in inning number 5. Jimmy Yezzo started things off with his second home run of the 2016 season. And 2 batters later, the Wild Things would load the bases on a Justin Fox walk, Jamal Austin single, and Austin Wobrock walk before Brian Haar cleared the bases. A 3 RBI double for him. That tied the game at 4. The very next inning, the Wild Things would come back as Ricky Rodriguez gave them the lead. His second home run of the 2016 season made it 5-4. The Wild Things would add 1 more in the 7th to win the first game of that series by the score of 6-4. In game 2 of that series, another great start for the Wild Things as Brandon Hinkle took the hill and went 6 scoreless innings, giving up only 5 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. So Hinkle, one bad start to start the season, but he was very good that was Saturday night. He said he pitched 6 scoreless innings, only faced more than 3 batters 3 times in the outing, In 3 of his 6 innings, he only faced 3. The other innings, he faced 4 or more, but he was very effective. As we said, only walked 1 batter and struck out 4. For the Wild Things offensively in that one, it got started in inning number 3. Scott Carcasey started things off with a walk, then Eddie Sorondo, a double, moved it to second and third before John Zizniewski, the sac fly, to make it 1-0 Wild Things. Then Jamal Austin would single the next batter, and Austin Wobrock, an RBI single, scored Eddie Sorondo from third, making it 2-0 before Brian Haar would come up again, and 2 RBI double made the score, 4-0 Wild Things at that point. The Wild Things would add another run in the 6th as Brian Haar started things off with a triple and would score on a wild pitch. In that game, the Wild Things had a couple opportunities as they had the bases loaded twice with nobody out, but failed to score a run. So they ended up winning that game by a score of 5-0. Then in game 3 of that Schaumburg series, things kind of fell apart for the Wild Things. They lost 11-3, the final score in that game. And really, Tyler Garko got the spot start on the mound, and he struggled out there, going 4 2/3 innings, giving up 5 runs, all of which earned on 7 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts for the Wild Things right-hander, who's making the start due to the fact that the Wild Things played a doubleheader against Traverse City at home. Trevor Foss, who starts tonight, was only on 4 days rest, so they had to give Foss a night off. So Tyler Garko got the call for the Schaumburg Boomers. Things started for them in inning number 2. The Wild Things would also score their first run in inning number 2 as Dave Popkins walked. Ricky Rodriguez reached on a 2-base error as he did a fly ball to right field that was dropped by the right fielder Dusty Robinson. Then Jimmy Yeza would ground out to score Popkins, and that would make it 1-0 Wild Things. Grant Fink added an RBI single in the inning, and that made it 2-0 Wild Things. However, then Schaumburg would start to come back. Chris Robinson walked, Mark Nelson singled, and then Dusty Robinson, an RBI single, made it 2-1, followed by a 3-run home run by Eno Patron that made the score 4-2. The Wild Things would try to get back in the next inning as the top of the third. Wobrock started with a walk. Then after a single and another walk, the bases were loaded, and Ricky Rodriguez hit into a double play. Wobrock would score, and the score would go to 4-3. Schaumburg on that play, and then that was all the Wild Things could offer offensively, and the really killer inning for the Wild Things was inning number 8. At that point, they were down 7-3. Devin Davis, normally very reliable, came into the game. Mike Valadez flew out to right field to start things, and Sean Payne singled, and a 2-run homer by Josh Gardner made the score 9-3. Then a fly out to right field, and one batter later, Paul Kroenfeld would double, and Chris Robinson, another RBI triple, would be his second triple of the series. Second triple that also produced an RBI, and that would make the score 11-3. The Wild Things dropping Game 3 of that 3-game series. So they did take 2 of 3, which is a good thing for the Wild Things. You always want to have a series victory. So it was good to see the Wild Things get that series victory. Coming up next here on the Washington Wild Things pregame show, we have an interview with pitcher Zach Groats. That's coming up. But first, you're listening to MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
Be sure to check out MSASports.net every day this spring for the scores, the daily standings, and the weekly rankings, plus daily high school sports broadcasts as well. In May, we will have exclusive coverage of the WPIAL baseball and softball playoffs, the WPIAL boys volleyball and tennis championships, and the WPIAL boys and girls track and lacrosse championships. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this spring on the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network listening to the Washington Wild Things pregame show, currently joined by Wild Things pitcher Zach Groats. And Groats, starting out the season, you've appeared in 7 games, haven't given up a run yet. What's it like giving you your confidence coming out of the bullpen, not giving up anything yet, a good start to the season?
Actually, the teammates, they give me a lot of confidence. When I go in, I feel like they're behind me, and we hang out a lot off the field, and I know they have my back. So it's just we started off getting to know each other, good camaraderie, kind of go out, mess around with each other, and they give me a lot of confidence too, just playing defense behind me.
We've seen you in 2 different roles. You've been an 7th, 8th inning guy. You've also been the closer this season. Is there a different approach coming into the 9th inning as opposed to coming in that 7th or 8th inning, or is it the same type of preparation?
I feel like there's been a little bit different feel of it, but approach from my standpoint, no. Just go about it the same way. Try to get everyone that you can out. Not trying to strike guys out, but trying to get them to put in play. Get the team behind you to help you out. So not a big difference in approach. Just same mindset.
And one of the great strengths of this team so far has been the back end of the bullpen. Yourself, Devin Davis, Andrew Wick has all been firing on all cylinders here early in the season. What's it like working with this back end of the bullpen, and especially the other guys in the bullpen, working with Wick, Davis? How have they been to work with?
It's great because we can go righty, lefty, righty. Before, when I was coming in first, then Davis would bridge it, and then Wick would come in. So it just gives us a lot of options where, depending on what's coming in the lineup, both those guys can close too. They both work well. They both work fast, and I feel like we kind of just work off each other.
And this team got a couple good starts in a row on that homestand in the beginning of this road trip. What's it do for you guys in the bullpen when you get a 6-7 inning start, no runs allowed by the starter? What does that do for you guys out in the pen?
Well, if the game's not close, it gives us rest. And it just makes it a lot easier when they're going deeper, and then we got everyone else in the pen. The long relief guys are now going to come in and do some short relief with us, so it's just easier to piece things together.
And finally, you guys start 8-6. What are you looking most forward to as the season moves on for the future for this team?
I think we're going to pick up. We started off we started off fine. I think we're starting to put everything together. Everyone's trying to. With pitching, everyone's getting their balance now, getting tuned up, and hitting. We're starting to roll. So I think we're just putting it all together now. So I feel like we're gonna pick things up from here.
Thanks, Zach. Good luck today.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be right back here on the MSA Sports Network.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, getting ready to get things underway here from the Corn Crib in Normal, Illinois. Your Wild Things taking on the Normal Cornbelters in Game 1 of this 3-game series. 7:35 p.m. first pitch. I'm Zach Ziegler. As we said, going to take a look at what the Cornbelters did last time out. They played at the River City Rascals, dropped the first game of that series by a score of 8-5, then won the last two 5-3 and 12-9. The Cornbelters really belting some home runs in River City the last game of that series. And we're going to take it to the national anthem real quick here from the Corn Crib. And we are back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Just about ready to get underway here from the Corn Crib as the Normal Cornbelters are on the field. We're going to take a look at them defensively. The outfield left to right will be Dylan Hopt, Mike Fish, and Nolan Meadows. The left side of the infield held down by R.J. Perucci and Michael Scholar. The right side held down by Santiago Chirino and Aaron Dudley. And behind the plate will be Dylan Kelly, catching starter Chris Carmaine. Carmaine making his 4th start of this 2016 Frontier League season. Currently 0-2 with a 7.78 ERA. He's thrown 17 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 15 runs, all of which earned on 21 hits, 10 walks, and 4 strikeouts. His ERA currently sits at 7.78. So Carmaine on the mound for the Cornbelters. Going to take a quick look at the Wild Things starting lineup. They're going to lead off with their center fielder, Jamal Austin. Hitting second at shortstop will be Austin Wobrock. In the 3-hole at third base, Brian Haar. Batting fourth, right fielder Dave Popkins. In the 5-hole, designated hitter Ricky Rodriguez. Batting sixth at first base, Jimmy Yezzo. In the 7th spot in left field will be Grant Fink. Batting 8th behind the plate, Alex McKeon. And batting 9th at second base will be Justin Fox. Had a little bit of rain run through right before that national anthem played. It's still sprinkling a little bit outside, but that's not going to stop us from starting baseball on time here from the Corn Crib in Normal, Illinois. And Jamal Austin will step in, and we are ready to begin baseball here from Normal, Illinois. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Jamal Austin comes into this one hitting .286 with no home runs and 3 RBIs. Carmaine has his sign. He's set. Here's the pitch. And the first pitch is a called strike to Jamal Austin. No balls, 1 strike. First pitch thrown at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's about 60 degrees outside. First pitch time and temperature is brought to you by State Line Grocery and Hot Spot. Austin, a high chopper that goes right to the mound, and it'll be thrown to first for out number 1. 1-3 on the putout, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Wobrock. Wobrock, this year, .245, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. It's the 15th game of the season for your Washington Wild Things. The first of 3 here against the Normal Cornbelters in Normal, Illinois. Carmaine set. Here's his pitch. And Wobrock chops this one to second. Handed over there by Scholar. Throw to first. And that is out number 2. 2 away quickly here in the top of the first, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Brian Haar. Haar picks it up offensively as of late, hitting .238, 4 home runs, and 14 RBIs. In yesterday's contest against the Schaumburg Boomers, he had 1 hit and 2 at-bats, including 3 walks. So Haar stepping in, and Santiago Chirino making the out. Carmaine said, here's the pitch to Haar. And he'll take it for a strike, no balls and a strike, just hitting that inside corner. Wild Things, gray home jerseys, or gray road jerseys with the gray pants. Cornbelters, white home jerseys, as Haar swings and fouls this one back, no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Carmaine retired the first 2 Wild Things batters on 4 pitches. Here from Normal, Illinois. Decent-sized crowd for a rainy Tuesday night. Carmaine's pitch, and a swing and a miss by Haar, and that is out number 3. 1-2-3 go your Wild Things in the first, and after half an inning, the score. Wild Things nothing, Normal coming to bat. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
How does a 120-year-old company like Henderson Brothers keep up in a world that changes every minute, that keeps throwing curveballs, that flaunts new technology, that demands responsiveness? The answer is simple. With expertise, we ensure the most successful corporations in the area, and they in turn recommend us. And for that, we're grateful. Henderson Brothers. Expect an expert.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Going to the bottom of the first, your Wild Things retired 1-2-3. In inning number 1, Jamal Austin and Austin Woodrock grounded out, and then Brian Haar struck out to end the inning. Taking a look at your Wild Things defensively, the outfield left to right, Fink, Austin, and Popkins. Left side of the infield held down by Haar and Woodrock. Right side by Fox and Yezo, and it'll be Alex McKeon catching starting pitcher Trevor Foss. Trevor making his 5th appearance for the Wild Things, his 4th start. He's thrown in 21 innings, giving up 10 runs, 9 earned on 20 hits, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts. He has a 1-2 record, 1 save, and a 3.85 ERA. So Foss on the hill today for your Wild Things. Going to take a look at the lineup for the Normal Cornbelters. They'll lead off with their shortstop, Michael Scholar. Hitting second baseman Santiago Chirino. In the 3-hole at first base, Aaron Dudley. Batting 4th in right field, Nolan Meadows. In the 5-hole, the left fielder, Dylan Hopp. Batting 6th, designated hitter, Elijah Trail. Hitting 7th and behind the plate, Dylan Kelly. In the 8th spot at third base will be RJ Peruki. And batting 9th in center field will be Mike Fish. Trevor Foss ending his warm-up tosses. Last pitched in the doubleheader, game 1 of the doubleheader, against the Traverse City Beach Bums. And Michael Scholar coming to the plate. So we're about ready for baseball here in the bottom of inning number 1. And Foss in that last start pitched a complete game. It's only a 7-inning game, giving up 3 runs in the contest while striking out 2 batters. So a good start last time for Trevor Foss. Was not the victor, as the Wild Things would lose that game by the score of 3-1. Foss looking into McKeon. Scholar enters the day, hitting .333, no homers and 3 RBIs, and Foss's first pitch is a strike, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Foss, the number 1 man in this Washington Wild Things rotation. He's set in the 0-1. And this one's chopped just foul behind the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count for Foss, a big strikeout guy. 10 strikeouts through his first 3 starts. One of the higher strikeout guys in this rotation. Foss is 0-2. And this one, line to right field. Popkins ranging over. He's not going to get it. It'll drop in for a base hit. Scholar was taking a wide turn for first, heading for second, but he puts on the brakes, and it's a leadoff single for the Cornbelters here in the top of inning number 1. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Santiago Chirino. That fly ball to right field. Popkins tried to give it a run. He just could not get there in time. It fell in front of him. And then Michael Scholar, the big turnaround first base, a strong throw from Popkins, held him there at first base with the single. Scholar thought twice of going to second base. Santiago Chirino steps in. Chirino, .213, no home runs, 4 RBIs. for the Cornbelters second baseman. Runner at first is Scholar. He's singled. Foss set. And the pitch. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Cloudy day. Had some rain in the pregame, but that did not stop us from getting things started on time. Foss has his sign, kicks, and throw over to first. And Scholar is back. Scholar reached on a leadoff single. The Cornbelters get the leadoff man on. He singled to right field just in front of right fielder Dave Popkins. Foss set. Here's the 0-1. And a swing and a foul ball is, I think that one fouled off the ankle of Santiago Chirino. He kind of fell over. And now he's back on his feet. He's walking it out. So he was okay. But yeah, that was a very awkward swing by Chirino, falling all over himself at the plate. Went down to a knee after he swung and foul tipped that ball. So no balls, 2 strikes. Chirino the batter. Scholar standing at first. He reached on a single. Throw over there. And he's back. Nice move there by Trevor Foss. Scholar, not a very big lead at first base. Wasn't expecting the throw over. Lucky for him, his lead was short. Foss has his sign. And the 0-2, another throw over. Scholar back again. Foss keeping a good eye over there on Michael Scholar. And Scholar on the year, 1 stolen base in 6 games played. Foss is 0-2. And this one again fouled off of Chirino. So the count sticks at no balls and 2 strikes. Chirino taking a beating back there, or in the batter's box from his own doing. He fouled that one off his forearm. And that one can't feel too good either. He fouled the last one off his ankle. Trevor Foss, the righty on the mound, making his 4th start. Does have a save. He's 1-2 with that 1 save. And this is his 5th game, 4th start. Foss set, another throw over, and Scholar back in there again. Foss keeping Scholar close at first base. Scholar is a speed threat over there. He tried to move his hit to a double, but Popkins made a strong throw to keep him at first. Foss's pitch. And this ball is hit to right field. Popkins is camped under this one and will make the catch. That's out number 1. Another sharply hit ball here off Trevor Foss, but this one falls for an out, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Aaron Dudley. Dudley, 385, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. And the Cornbelters do have quite a few guys who can hit the ball over the wall. Not a very deep park here in Normal. 325 down the line and left, 400 to center field, and a short porch over there in right, 318 down the right field line. Foss set, checks Scholar at first, and the pitch. There goes Scholar for second. Here's McKeon's throw, and it is in time to nail him. And Scholar is caught stealing. That'll be out number 2. That throw beat him by a good 2-3 steps. Great throw from behind the plate by Alex McKeon. And there are now 2 away here in the bottom of inning number 1. Foss fired a fastball in there. McKeon a quick jump out of the crouch and fired a strike to Austin Wobrock. Wobrock just had to wait for Scholar to get there to tag him out. Here's the 0-1 to Dudley. And, that's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count here on the Cornbelters first baseman. Dudley from Toledo, Ohio. Here's the 1-1. And a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes right on that outside corner. Trevor Foss, a guy who likes to work the corners. And he doesn't walk very many batters despite working the corners. Only 3 walks in his 21 innings pitched. And there's a swing and a miss. Dudley will strike out, and that will end the inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. And after 1, the score, Normal nothing, Washington nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
Hi, this is Hines Ward. If you're a high school sports fan, the place to go all year round is the MSA Sports Network. Log on every day to www.msasports.net for the schedules, the scores, the standings, the rankings, and of course, all of the broadcasts includes exclusive Whitfield playoffs and championship action. Anytime, anywhere, always there, the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Going to the top of inning number 2. The score currently sits at 0-0 between your Washington Wild Things and the normal Cornbelters. In the first inning, Wild Things go 1-2-3 as Jamal Austin and Austin Wodebrock both grounded out, and Brian Haar struck out to end the inning against starting pitcher Chris Carmaine. Carmaine, as we said, came into this one with an 0-2 record and a 7.78 ERA. He gave up 15 runs in his 17 and a third innings of work. This is his 4th start of the season. So the Wild Things, he's also given up 21 hits. Wild Things got to string some hits together and see if they can get to Carmaine here in this one. Top of the second, due up for your Wild Things, Dave Popkins, Ricky Rodriguez, and Jimmy Yezzo, the first baseman. 4, 5, and 6. And hey, fans, you know you can receive $100 when you open a new checking account with Clearview Federal Credit Union. Visit them at clearviewfcu.org for more details. Dave Popkins steps in, and we are ready to start things here in the top of inning number 2. Popkins, 333, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs. Carmaine set, here's the pitch. And Popkins, first pitch swinging, chops this one back to the mound. Carmaine will throw to first, and that is out number 1. 1-3 on the putout. And one thing we've seen from these Wild Things, they're swinging early and often. Jamal Austin, only 3 pitches. Austin Wodebrock, a 1-pitch ground out and a 3-pitch strikeout to Brian Haar. And now another 1-pitch ground out by Dave Popkins. This will bring up the designated hitter, Ricky Rodriguez. Rodriguez, 185, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Just off of, his 8th game off the disabled list. The pitch, and it's inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count here on Ricky Rodriguez. Carmaine set in the pitch. And that one is on the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodriguez, one of the first Wild Things to be patient today. Carmaine's 1-1. And that's way outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Carmaine working a fast worker on the mound through these first 1 1/3 innings pitched. He's set. Here's the 2-1. And Rodriguez fouls this one back into the seats, and the count will go to 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Wild Things designated hitter. Rodriguez has played a couple different positions for the Wild Things. It's been the DH, played third base, and played left field. Here's the 2-2. And it's a called strike 3, and Rodriguez is the second strikeout victim of the day for Chris Carmaine. Carmaine not having to work much against these Wild Things. It's the first batter he's thrown more than 4 pitches to. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Jimmy Yezzo. Yezzo on the year, 151, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs for the Wild Things first baseman. Had an RBI in Sunday's game, and the first pitch is a called strike, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here on Jimmy Yezzo. Top of the second, no score. The pitch. And that one's low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Jimmy Yezzo at the dish. And the 1-1. Yezzo pops this one up. Going out is the shortstop Scholar. And he will call everyone off and make the catch. That is out number 3. Again, 1-2-3 go your Washington Wild Things. And after 1.5, the score. Wild Things nothing, Cornbelters nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School, lead, don't follow.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Going to the bottom of inning number 2. No score between the Washington Wild Things and the normal Cornbelters. Back in the first, pretty efficient inning for Trevor Foss. Allowed a leadoff single to Michael Scholar. Then got Santiago Charino to fly out, and Alex McKeon a strike to second base to catch Michael Scholar stealing, and Aaron Dudley would strike out to end inning number 1. Due up for the Cornbelters here in inning number 2 will be Nolan Meadows, Dylan Hopt, and Elijah Trail for the bottom of inning number 2. No score between your Wild Things and the normal Cornbelters. And hey fans, every Thursday night game during the 2016 season is Thirsty Thursday at Console Energy Park. It's all being brought to you by Frankie Eyes Bar and Grill, located by the Meadows Casino on Route 19. Join them to enjoy food and drink specials after the game. And don't forget, Thursday's feature is Buck Beverages, both beer and soda. Your Wild Things. This is the last city of this 2-city, 6-game road trip. 3 games here in Normal, and the Wild Things will be back home on Friday night when they take on the Evansville Otters. So come out and support your Washington Wild Things this weekend. Second homestand of the 2016 season, and that'll bring up the right fielder Nolan Meadows for the Normal Cornbelters. Meadows on the year, hitting .263, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. One of 3 players on this team with 3 home runs. So these Cornbelters know how to belt some home runs, but their record not showing as they're 4-11 coming into this one. Foss set, here's the pitch. And Meadows, a fly ball to the left field line, but this will hook foul behind the Washington Wild Things bullpen. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here on Nolan Meadows playing right field tonight. Trevor Foss faced 3 in the first inning, allowed a hit, but got a caught stealing, and also a strikeout. Foss is 0-1. And this ball's hit to right field and deep. Popkins going over, it's hooking, and it's foul. And Popkins runs hard into that right field wall. There's a chain link fence that goes around this ballpark. Popkins running full speed to his left, or to his right, his left, and he ran chest first into that chain link fence, almost flipped over it. So hope he's okay. He seems to be walking out there just fine. Hard hit on that wall. So Meadows up, no balls, 2 strikes. He's hit 2 balls very deep, but both going foul. So Trevor Foss catching a few breaks as Meadows steps back in. Foss looking in, has his sign. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a miss, his second strikeout victim of the night, and there is 1 out here in the bottom of inning number 2. That'll bring up the left fielder, Dylan Hopt. Hopt on the year, hitting .277, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. Leads these Cornbelters in that home run category, and in RBIs as well with 17. So this is the big power threat in the normal lineup. Guy Trevor Foss is going to have to get out. Nolan Meadows hit 2 fly balls very deep against Trevor Foss, but both went foul. Here's Foss's pitch. Checks his swing, and it's a called strike. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Foss only 2 strikeouts his last time on the mound. Already has 2 here today. Looks in. Here's the 0-1. And that one is outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foss, we see early on working the outside corners against both righties and lefties. It's a spot he's wanted to hit tonight. Here's the 1-1. And that one is outside as well. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count here on Dylan Hopt. Hopt, as we said, 5 home runs on this 2016 season. Foss set, here's the 2-1. Another swing and a miss, and 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foss getting some chases today, as that one bounced on the chalk line on the left-handed hitter's batter's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's something Foss likes to get. He got it in the first game against Gateway. Lots of swings and misses, the 2-2. And this one grounded short. Wobrock will handle it on the hop and throw across the first, and that is out number 2. 6-3 on the putout, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Elijah Trail. Trail coming off of the disabled list today as he was reinstated. So it's his first game of the 2016 season. 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the second, no score between the Washington Wild Things and the normal Cornbelters. For Trail, his first game, as we said, coming off the disabled list, Foss's pitch. And that's a strike, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count on Trail. Here's the 0-1. And this one hit sharply down the right field line, but that one will go foul, and the count goes to 0-2. Last year for Trail, played for the Rockford Aviators, hit .250 with 8 home runs and 31 RBIs. His first year with the normal Cornbelters, 0-2 count on him. Foss's pitch, and that one's outside in the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Last pitch is the same pitch he got Dylan Hopp to chase in the last at-bat. Tried to get Elijah Trail to do the same thing, but to no avail. Foss set in the 1-2. And this one chopped foul past the third base coaching box. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. For the Cornbelters, manager Brooks Carey down there, coaching third base, his 3rd season as the manager of the normal Cornbelters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foss said, here's his pitch. And this one's chopped slowly to the left side. Foss will barehand, and he doesn't have a play at first. So that's a 2-out single for Elijah Trail. Nice job by Trevor Foss to get over there. But by the time he got to the ball and barehanded, it was just hit too slowly for him to have any play at first base. So we'll settle for the 2-out single, and that'll bring up the catcher, Dylan Kelly. Kelly, 385, no home runs, 3 RBIs. Tied for the team lead in batting average here early on in the season. So Elijah Trail, a 2-out single. He's on first base. Foss has his sign, and the pitch coming to Kelly. And that's inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count here on the normal Cornbelter catcher. No score, 2 outs, bottom of the second between your Washington Wild Things and the normal Cornbelters. Foss throw over to first and trails back. Nice play by Yezo as that ball was thrown to the left-hand side of first base. Had to make a reach across the body to make the catch. 1-0 the count. Foss looks in. He's set. And the 1-0. And this one ground to the right side. Yezo makes the play. He'll step on the bag himself. And that is out number 3. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. And after 2, the score. Your Washington Wild Things nothing. Normal Cornbelters nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get to sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to the top of inning number 3. No score between your Washington Wild Things and the normal Cornbelters. The Wild Things still looking for their first hit in this one as they've gone 1-2-3 in the first and second inning. Last inning, Dave Popkins, it was a 1-pitch ground out as he grounded out to the mound. Then Ricky Rodriguez would strike out, followed by a pop out to short by Jimmy Yezo. Chris Carmaine doing well on the mound so far. As we said, 2 strikeouts through his 2 innings of work, 6 up and 6 down. And really hasn't had to work much as these Washington Wild Things hitters have been swinging early and often and have gotten into outs. As we said, Carmaine has given up Carmaine has given up 21 hits on the season in his 17 and a third innings pitched. So the pitches are being thrown in the zone. He also only has 4 walks. So he's going to throw it in the strike zone. Wild Things swinging early and often. And eventually, if you're swinging at strikes, you're going to get something to handle. So these Wild Things hitters, just be patient. You'll get something that comes your way. Due up for the Wild Things here in the third, Grant Fink, Alex McKeon, and Justin Fox. As Fink is stepping in, and we are ready for baseball here in the top of inning number 3. Fink enters this one hitting 188, no home runs, 6 RBIs. Drove in 1 of the 3 runs in Sunday night's ball game. Carmaine looks in. He has the sign. Here's his pitch to Fink. And a ground ball base hit in the left field. So Grant Fink, first pitch swinging. And just like that, the Wild Things their first hit and have the leadoff man on base. The Wild Things, Fink just got a pitch right down the middle, and he obliged. Put it into left field and gives the Wild Things a base runner. That'll bring up the catcher, Alex McKeon. McKeon enters today. 273, no home runs, no RBIs. McKeon playing in this his 9th game for the Washington Wild Things. Carmaine set, checks Fink, here's the pitch. And McKeon takes for a strike, no balls and a strike. For Fink, he collects the first Wild Things hit on the night and collects his 7th hit of the 2016 season. The pitch. McKeon grounded down the line, and that is just foul past the third base bag. Almost a run-scoring double for Alex McKeon, as it was fair, but then it moved in the foul territory just before reaching the third base bag. So Alex McKeon will look at it again. Top of the third, no score between your Washington Wild Things and the Normal Cornbelters. Carmaine has his sign, checks first, the pitch. And McKeon takes outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Grant Fink on. Only 4 walks on the season for Chris Carmaine. Throw over to first, and Fink is back. 4 walks to 10 strikeouts. So he does have the ability to strike batters out. The Wild Things trying not to get in that situation as they're swinging a lot early. And McKeon almost put the Wild Things on the board. Carmaine's 1-2. McKeon, a chopper, right in front of the mound. Kelly has it. He'll throw to first, and that's out number 1. Meanwhile, Grant Fink moves to scoring position now at second base with 1 away. 2-3 on the putout, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Justin Fox. Fox getting the start at second base tonight as he's been splitting time at that position with John Zizniewski. Fox on the year, 167, no home runs, 1 RBI. Hitting in the number 9 spot. So Grant Fink at second after his leadoff single. Carmaine looking into Kelly, has his sign, checks Fink at second, and the pitch. And that one is low, ball 1. Good take there by Justin Fox, 1 ball, no strikes. A rare first pitch ball from Chris Carmaine. He's been firing the strike zone all day. Carmaine set the pitch. And that one is a strike at the letters, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count, 1 out here in the top of the third. No score between your Wild Things and the Normal Cornbelters. Carmaine set, checks Fink, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss by Justin Fox, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carmaine got him to go out of the strike zone. As that one in the left-handed batter's box, but Fox goes for it. 1-2 the count. Carmaine's pitch. And that one's low in the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And 1 out here in the top of inning number 3. Carmaine checks, kicks and deals. And this one's chopped foul. Watch out over there at the Normal Cornbelters dugout. Count sticks even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Normal Cornbelters have that first base dugout. Fox hit that ball sharply over there. Luckily, everyone moved out of the way, and we're all right. Carmaine has his sign. He's set, and the 2-2. And Fox swings and misses, and he is out number 2. The third strikeout victim of the night for Chris Carmaine. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Jamal Austin. Austin today 0 for 1 as he grounded out to the pitcher. Did not play in yesterday's ball game. But in his 13 games played this year, he's reached base 11 times. So he has been getting on base at a consistent basis. Grant Fink at second after his leadoff single. With 2 outs now, Jamal Austin trying to drive him in. Carmaine checks the pitch. And that one is a strike. No balls and a strike here on the Wild Things center fielder. 0-1 the count. Jamal Austin, 5'9", 170 from Atlanta, Georgia. 0-1. And that one's a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Jamal Austin didn't like the call, but he'll have to take it 0-2. 0-2, 2 outs from the corn crib here in Normal, Illinois. Carmaine set. Here's his 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by Jamal Austin, and he strikes out. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. And after 2.5, the score. Your Washington Wild Things nothing, Normal Cornbelters nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose Pro Grass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends upon both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the field turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as a FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today at 866-270-6003 or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to the bottom of inning number 3, a quick-moving game here in Normal, Illinois. No score between your Washington Wild Things and the Normal Cornbelters. Last inning for Trevor Foss started out with a strikeout and a ground out. Then Elijah Trail, in his first at-bat of the 2016 season, singled, and Dylan Kelly would finish it off with a ground out to first base. Foss pitching well through the first 2 innings, getting up to 2 hits, but has kept the Cornbelters off the board. 2 hits for the Cornbelters, 1 hit for your Washington Wild Things. And due up for the Cornbelters here in the third, R.J. Perucci, Mike Fish, and Michael Scholar. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 for these Cornbelters. Every Friday night, it's a fireworks night at Consol Energy Park. Enjoy a spectacular fireworks display after all Friday Night Wild Things home games this season. Come out this Friday night. Wild Things back home taking on the Evansville Otters in the first of a 3-game series at Consol Energy Park. You can hear it right here if you can't make it to that game. 7:05 first pitch for that one. Trevor Foss for his 3rd inning of work. And the first man he faces is R.J. Perucci, the 3rd baseman. Perucci hitting .309, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. For these Normal Cornbelters out of the number 7 hole, or the 8 hole, excuse me. So Trevor Foss looking in. No score here in the bottom of the 3rd. Foss set, here's the pitch. And that one is high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count here on Perucci. Foss set in the 1-0. And that one is a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just hit that outside corner. 1-1, and we were talking about it last inning. Trevor Foss, a pitcher who likes to work the outside part of the plate, wants the batter to go with it if he puts it in play. That pitch is a ball, 2 balls and a strike, just low below the knees. So typically you'll see a right-hander hit the ball to left field, but in this case, Foss would rather hit it to the right side, and that's where this one goes. Justin Fox plays it on the high hop and throw to first. That's out number 1. 1 away here in the 3rd, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Mike Fish. Fish, 190, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs for the Normal Cornbelters center fielder. 1 out quickly here. And the strategy worked for Foss there. As we said, he likes to get the batter to hit the ball to the other field by throwing outside a lot. Here's the pitch. And that one on the inside corner this time, called a strike. No balls and a strike to count the Fish. Here's Foss's 0-1. This one chopped right back to the mound. Nice play by Trevor Foss. He'll flip to first base himself, and that's out number 2. Foss backhanded the ball, made a spin, and then jogged halfway to first before flipping it over to Yezo. I'll bring up the second baseman, Michael Scholar. Scholar, 1 for 1, singled in his first at-bat, but was caught stealing at second base. Scholar, 5'10", 185 from East Meadow, New York. He gets his 2nd at-bat of the year, or this day, excuse me, not the year. Foss looking in. Here's his first pitch. And that one's way inside, almost gets Scholar. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 away, no score between your Washington Wild Things and the Normal Cornbelters. Some clouds creeping over here, the corn crib. The 1-0. And that one is just low for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 the count. We had some rain in the pregame, but it did not affect the start time. It just blew in and blew out. We are on an artificial turf field, so rain not as much an issue as it would be on natural grass. The 2-0, and that's low, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Foss showing his dislike of that call on the mound. 3-0 the count. Foss looking to get back in this at-bat. He's set. Here's the 3-0. And that one is a called strike at the letters. 3 balls and a strike. And Scholar started his trot down to first base, but will have to step back into the batter's box. 3-1 the count here in Normal, Illinois. About 2.5 hours away from Chicago. The 3-1. And this one popped up to the middle infield. Justin Fox will call everyone off, and he'll make the catch. That is out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Cornbelters in the third. And after 3, the score, Normal nothing, Washington nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
Be sure to check out MSASports.net every day this spring for the scores, the daily standings, and the weekly rankings, plus daily high school sports broadcasts as well. In May, we will have exclusive coverage of the WPIAL baseball and softball playoffs, the WPIAL boys volleyball and tennis championships, and the WPIAL boys and girls track and lacrosse championships. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this spring on the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Top of the 4th inning. No score between your Washington Wild Things and the Normal Cornbelters. The Wild Things got their first hit of the game in last inning as Grant Fink would start things with a leadoff single. But then Alex McKeon grounded out, and Justin Fox and Jamal Austin struck out to end the innings, though. Wild Things did get their first hit, looking to add more here in inning number 4 as Chris Carmaine has been great on the mound for the Cornbelters. Has 4 strikeouts through his first 3 innings of work. Has put a lot of balls on the ground, got a lot of outs early as the Wild Things were swinging early and often through the first time through the order. We're here in the second time. Jamal Austin took a couple of pitches. He struck out on 3 pitches to be exact. He'll see if the Wild Things are more patient this time through the lineup. Do it for the Wild Things here in the 4th. Austin Wobrock, Brian Haar, and Dave Popkins. Wobrock stepping in, and we are just about ready to begin the 4th inning. Hey, the top of the 4th. The 4th inning is presented by Chick-fil-A. Visit the Chick-fil-A in Washington today. Get yourself a nice chicken sandwich right down from the ballpark in Washington, Pennsylvania. Carmaine set. Here's the pitch to Wobrock. And Wobrock takes it for a strike. No balls and a strike. Wobrock 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman in his first at-bat. Carmaine's 0-1. And that one's outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wobrock in Sunday's contest, as this pitch is a ball, 2 balls and a strike. Sunday's contest, Wobrock 0 for 4. He did reach base on a walk. Carmaine's 2-1. And Wobrock will foul this one back into the seats. Count goes even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th. No score between the Normal Cornbelters and your Washington Wild Things. Carmaine's 2-2. Wobrock to right center field. That'll get down. So for the 2nd inning in a row, the Wild Things will have the leadoff man courtesy of the base hit. And that'll bring up the 3rd baseman, Brian Haar. Haar today 0 for 1 with a strikeout as Carmen got him in inning number 1. That ended the 1st inning of play. Haar yesterday, 1 for 2, a single, or actually 2 for 3, a single and 2 walks. Carmen set. Here's the pitch. Haar takes inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count here. The Wild Things 3rd baseman, Austin Wobrock. The runner at first. He reached on a single. Carmaine's throw over there, and Wobrock's back. 1-0 the count to Brian Haar. Haar, a very good series against Schaumburg. Drove in 4 runs in the first game. Drove in 2 more in game 2. Drove in 6 runs total in the series. Brian Haar, the right-handed batter, versus Chris Carmaine, the right-handed pitcher. Carmaine set. Here's the 1-0. And Haar pops this one up foul territory, giving chase and watching it go foul will be Aaron Dudley. And it just bounced in front of the wall. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count, nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Austin Wobrock reached on a leadoff single for your Wild Things. Wild Things had the leadoff runner on last inning and could not bring him in, so they'll try to do that here in the fourth. Brian Harr, the guy to do it. He leads the team in RBIs with 14. Both home runs and RBIs. He's the leader. Carmaine has his sign. He's set. The throw over. Wobrock just back in there. Late tag by Aaron Dudley as Wobrock sneaks his hand in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lots of wind here at the Corn Crib. Have a windmill farm actually right behind the stadium. The 1-1. And Hart takes outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. It's really neat out here. You got cornfields surrounding the Corn Crib here in Normal, Illinois. And you got a nice wind farm behind it. 2 balls and a strike to count. Here's the pitch. Har pops this one up. Behind the shortstop, going out is Scholar. He has it. And he's running again to his right. He'll make the catch. That's out number 1. Scholar initially goes straight back. And this wind that we're talking about here at the Corn Crib really swirling that ball in the air. Scholar had to run a long way to his left after camping under it to make the catch for the out. That'll bring up the right fielder, Dave Popkins. Popkins 0 for 1. And in yesterday's contest, Popkins walked 3 times, went 1 for 2. So reached base 4 times on the day. Throw over to first. Wobrock back in there again. Wind kind of blowing in from left field. The pitch, and Popkins hits this one foul and off to the left. No balls and a strike. The count to the Wild Things right fielder. 0-1 the count here on Popkins. Austin Wobrock at first. He reached on the leadoff single. He lined right over the head of the second baseman into right center field. Carmaine looking into Kelly. Checks Wobrock at first. Has his sign. And the 0-1. And a swing and a miss by Popkins. No balls, 2 strikes. That one was low and outside. As Joe Kelly diving to his left to make the stop in the dirt. 0-2 the count, or 0-2 on Popkins. No score here in the top of inning number 4. 1 out. Throw to first. And Wobrock just back in there. A quick move by Chris Carmaine that time. Wobrock on the year, 4 stolen bases through the team's first 14 games. Carmaine set, and the 0-2. Popkins takes this one low for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nice take there by Popkins. Carmaine tried to get him fishing on that ball that was inside and low near his shoe tops. Carmaine's 1-2. Swing and a miss by Popkins, and he strikes out. That's the 5th strikeout victim for Carmaine. And there are now 2 away after the leadoff single here in inning number 4, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Ricky Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 1. He struck out today. Bad luck in Sunday's game as he was 0 for 3, but he reached base 4 times. Hitting a 2-fielder's choice, reached on an error, and walked. The pitch. And this one lined to right field. That'll get down for a base hit. The 2-out single gives the Wild Things runners at first and second here. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Jimmy Yezzo. So Wobrock led things off with a single, a 2-out single now from Ricky Rodriguez, and we'll see what Jimmy Yezzo can do at first base. Yezzo 0 for 1, flew out to the shortstop in his last at-bat. Yesterday, Yezzo 0 for 4, did drive in a run in the 11-3 Wild Things loss. Joe Kelly goes out to talk to his pitcher, Chris Carmaine. A 2-second conversation. And now we're back. Austin Wobrock, the runner at second. He led this inning off with a single. And Ricky Rodriguez at first after his 2-out single. Carmaine set the pitch. Yezzo would fly ball to right field. This will fall in. Wobrock will be waved to the plate. Here's the throw, and it is not in time. Your Wild Things score, and it's 1-0 on the RBI single by Jimmy Yezzo. Your Wild Things lead 1-0. A very close play at the plate. A strong throw from right field by Nolan Meadows. It was just late. Wobrock getting in there and giving your Wild Things the 1-0 lead. That'll bring up the left fielder, Grant Fink. Fink on the day, 1 for 1. He singled back in inning number 3. Carmaine looking in. Here's the pitch. And Fink fouls this one off to the seats. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here on Grant Fink. RBI single by Jimmy Yezzo puts the Wild Things on the board. They have runners at first and third. Carmaine steps off, wants to go through the signs again. Carmaine set. Here's the 0-1. And that one's inside to Fink. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yezzo hit that line drive just softly enough to fall in and make Meadows run for it. That allowed Wobrock to round third and score. The pitch, swing and a miss by Fink. And the count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1-0 Wild Things lead here in the top of the 4th, 2 away. Dave Popkins at third, Jimmy Yezzo at first. Carmaine set, and the 1-2. Fink takes outside for a ball. Good take there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Yezzo really been stepping it up offensively as of late. He came into the homestand hitting .048. His average now up to 151. Here in this road trip. Here's the 2-2. And Fink takes outside again. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Catcher Alex McKeon on deck if Grant Fink should reach. The 6th RBI of the year for Jimmy Yezzo. Fink looking to get on here. 3-2, 2 outs, top of the 4th. Carmaine's pitch. Fink, a ground ball to the second baseman. Handled over there by Chirino. Throw on to first, and that is out number 3. 4-3 in the put-up, but the Wild Things do get a run in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. And after 3.5 the score, your Washington Wild Things 1, Normal Cornbelters 0. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here, bottom of the 4th inning. Your Wild Things lead 1-0 over the Normal Cornbelters. You're listening to the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Your Wild Things get their first run in the top of the 4th inning. Austin Wobrock led things off with a single. Then 2 batters later, Ricky Rodriguez, a 2-out single, gave the Wild Things runners at first and third with 2 away before Jimmy Yezzo came through with the RBI single. Yezzo's 6th RBI of the season made the score 1-0 Wild Things. And Grant Fink would ground out to end the inning. Last inning for the Cornbelters, a 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Foss on the hill. He got R.J. Perucci to ground out. Mike Fish also grounded out. And then Michael Scholar popped out to second base to end the inning. Due up for the Cornbelters here in the 4th, Santiago Chirino, Aaron Dudley, and Nolan Meadows. 2, 3, and 4 the second time through the lineup for the Cornbelters. And Sundays are Kids Club days at Consol Energy Park. Children 12 and under can join the club for free. They get lots of perks, including a t-shirt, giveaway items, and free tickets to all Kids Club days. For more information, log on to WashingtonWildThings.com or call the box office at 855-456-WILD. The Kids Club is sponsored by Kona Ice, Med Express, PA Leadership Charter School, Pepsi, and Frito-Lay. Santiago Chirino steps in to lead off the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 your Wild Things lead. Chirino on the day 0 for 1. Santiago Chirino from Punto Fijo, Venezuela. So Chirino, the second baseman in today's ball game. 1-0 Wild Things lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Nobody out. Foss set. Here's the pitch. And Chirino takes low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count here on the normal second baseman. Foss is 1-0, and that's low ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes the count here on Chirino. Chirino, as we said, the Venezuelan native. Hitting .213 the pitch. And that one's a strike. No balls and a strike. Or 2 balls and a strike, excuse me. 2-1 the count. Foss is 2-1. And that one grounded to short. Wobrock has it played. He'll throw to first, and that's out number 1. 6-3 on the putout. And there's one away here in the bottom of the fourth, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Aaron Dudley. Dudley 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Dudley 6'3", 215 from Toledo, Ohio. The left-hander. Playing the Shawn Michaels old walk-up song, The Heartbreak Kid. Voss looking into McKeon. He's set. Here's the pitch. And that one's outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. Here on Aaron Dudley. Voss set. Here's the 1-0. And this ball is fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count here on the Cornbelter first baseman. One and one, Voss doing a nice job on the mound through the first 3 and the third. Only allowed 2 hits. Here's the 1-1. And this one's also fouled away by Dudley. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count on the Cornbelter first baseman. Last season played for the normal Cornbelter, so a returner. Here's the 1-2. And Dudley checks his swing low, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Voss likes to get batters to go after that low pitch. Couldn't get Dudley to chase there. Did get a lot of swings and misses the first time through the order. Just 2 strikeouts, however, to show for it. 2-2, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Wild Things lead 1-0. Here's the 2-2 from Voss. And Dudley takes just outside, ball 3. 3-2 the count, as both McKeon and Voss both thought that was strike 3. 3-2. Nolan Meadows, the right fielder, on deck. Voss set the 3-2. And this ball hit the left field. Fink giving chase, but it'll hook and go foul into the lawn area. So the count will remain full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fink just pulling up before hitting that outfield wall. We talked about it earlier. Dave Popkins on a fly ball to the right field side and foul. He ran hard into that chain link fence, so Grant Fink learning from his teammate's mistake there, as he did not want to go chest first into that chain link fence. 3-2 the pitch from Voss. And that one's a called strike 3 on the inside corner. The third strikeout victim of the night for Trevor Voss, and now there are 2 away here in the bottom of inning number 4, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Dylan Haupt. Or, excuse me, that'll bring up Nolan Meadows, the right fielder. Meadows on the day, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So he comes out with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Wild Things lead 1-0 here in the bottom of inning number 4. Voss looking for a 1-2-3 inning. The pitch, and this one grounded to shortstop. Wobrock, a nice pick over there at short, throw to first, and that is out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Cornbelters again here in the fourth, and after 4, the score. We are Washington Wild Things 1, normal Cornbelters 0. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
How does a 120-year-old company like Henderson Brothers keep up in a world that changes every minute, that keeps throwing curveballs, that flaunts new technology, that demands responsiveness? The answer is simple. With expertise. We insure the most successful corporations in the area, and they in turn recommend us. And for that, we're grateful. Henderson Brothers. Expect an expert.
We're back here from the Corn Crib in Normal, Illinois. Top of the 5th, your Washington Wild Things lead the normal Cornbelters by a score of 1-0. Last inning for your Wild Things, they got their first run of the game. Austin Wobrock started things off with a single, then 2 batters later, Ricky Rodriguez would single to give the Wild Things runners at first and third with 2 away, and Jimmy Yezzo would deliver with his RBI single, driving in the first run of the game for the Wild Things. Grant Fink would end that inning by grounding out to second base. Due up for the Wild Things here in the 5th, Alex McKeon, Justin Fox, and Jamal Austin. 8, 9, and 1. Your Wild Things lead by 1 here in the top of the 5th. Don't forget about the Antonio Brown Softball Challenge, which will be contested at Consol Energy Park on June the 11th. Tickets for the event are available at the box office or online. For more information, give them a call at 866-456-WILD. Alex McKeon stepping in now to start things here in inning number 5. McKeon comes in now 0 for 1 as he grounded out to the catcher his last time out. McKeon played in the Boston Red Sox organization a year ago, 6'2", 215, from Tarrytown, New York. Carmaine said, here's the pitch. And McKeon, first pitch swinging, hits this one foul back to the seats. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here on the Wild Things catcher. You're listening to the MSA Sports Network from Normal, Illinois. I'm Zach Ziegler, calling the 2016 season for the Washington Wild Things. Carmaine set, here's the 0-1. And McKeon takes this one inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Chris Carmaine, the right-hander, versus Alex McKeon, the right-hander. Carmaine's pitch, and McKeon, a ground ball towards second base. Chirino, a nice pick over there. Throw to first, and that is out number 1 here in inning number 5. Chirino, a nice play, charging in, playing that ball on a tough hop, and having to throw across his body to get the out. That'll bring up the second baseman, Justin Fox. Fox today 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And here's the Wild Things batters come to the plate. They're playing mock walk-up songs. As the first pitch to Fox is low and inside, ball 1. For Fox, they just played Words Don't Bring Me Down. It's a little fun being had here at the Corn Crib. The 1-0. And that one's way inside, ball 2. That one nearly got Justin Fox. 2-0 the count. 1-0 Wild Things lead here in the top of the 5th with 1 away. Carmaine's 2-0. And Fox fouls this one back to the screen. Count goes to 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. The screen here in Normal goes all the way between the dugouts here at the Corn Crib. So good protection for the fans sitting behind home plate. Here's the 2-1. And that one's way inside, ball 3. Fox works a 3-ball count. 3-1 here on Justin Fox. Fox playing in his 8th game. And this pitch is inside, ball 4. So walk to Justin Fox, and the Wild Things have a 1-out base runner.
Center fielder number 5, Jamal Austin.
That's Fox's, 6th walk in his 7 games. Jamal Austin coming to the plate, 0 for 2. Grounded out and struck out. Got the night off on Sunday. Andrew Heck played. Carmaine has his sign. Checks Fox at first, the pitch. And that one's outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Wild Things lead 1-0. Justin Fox at first base. He walked. Carmaine has his sign. He's set. The 1-0 coming to Austin. And Austin chops this one foul and off to the left. The count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think that one might have hit off Austin's ankle as he's limping around a little bit. So the home plate umpire goes out, gives him some time to walk it off. He looks all good as he steps back in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Fox takes his lead from first. Decent lead over there. The 1-1. Austin foul tips this one back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Austin just getting a piece of that last one. Carmaine set. Throw over to first. And Justin Fox back in there. Fox doesn't have a steal yet in the 2016 season. But he does have some speed at first base, so worth keeping an eye on. Jamal Austin at the plate leads the Wild Things in steals as he swings and misses. And that is out number 2 as he will strike out.
Shortstop number 8, Austin Wobrock.
The 6th strikeout victim for Chris Carmaine, and then I'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Wobrock. Wobrock 1 for 2 with a single. Justin Fox standing out there at first base. He reached on a 1-out walk. Wobrock will try to work some 2-out magic and drive him in. Carmaine looking into Kelly. Has his sign. He's set. Here's the pitch. And Wobrock takes low and inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count for Carmaine. Got into a little 2-out trouble last inning as he allowed 2 straight hits and a run scored. But other than that, it's been pretty good. Carmaine throw over to first. Fox just does get back as Carmaine bounced that throw. Tried to hurry it over to first base and ended up rushing just a bit too much. Carmaine's 1-0. Swung on and missed by Wobrock, and 1-1 That swing by Wobrock looked like it was in slow motion as he's fixing his shin guard now. Might have tripped over that. We notice when Wobrock's going to first base, his shin guard sometimes will come off as he wears it very loosely over that right ankle. Carmaine's 1-1. Wobrock, ground ball to the left side, handed by Scholar. He does no play at second. His throw to first, and it skips past the first baseman. Wobrock will head around first and go to second. So Wobrock, a two-base error, reaches on the E6, and the Wild Things now have second and third with 2 away. New life. We'll see if they can make the normal Cornbelters pay for their error. Second and third, and Brian Haar stepping up, the third baseman. Haar, the guy you're looking for in this situation. 14 RBIs, 4 home runs. So far, 0 for 2. But he has 2 men in scoring position here. We'll see if he can come through. So Chris Carmaine forced to throw in more pitches as Scholar with the error, the pitch, and it's outside to Haar. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count, 2 on for the Wild Things without the courtesy of a hit. Justin Fox walked. He's at third base, and Austin Wobrock just reached on the 2-base error. Carmaine set, and he doesn't like the sign he has, so he'll step off. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Wild Things lead 1-0 here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 1-0. Haar will take that one outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. That one almost in the middle of the left-handed batter's box. Carmaine looking into Kelly. Has his sign. Checks Fox at third. Checks Wobrock at second. The 2-0. And Haar will take outside again. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Carmaine in danger of walking the bases loaded. Ricky Rodriguez would be on deck if Haar can reach. The 3-0. And outside ball 4 as Carmaine wanted no part of Brian Haar. None of those 4 pitches even close to the plate. And bases are full of Wild Things here for Ricky Rodriguez. Or Dave Popkins, excuse me, the right fielder. Popkins on the day, 0 for 2. Struck out and grounded out. Popkins, the leader in this team in RBIs a year ago. Looking to come through with the bases loaded. Justin Fox at third, Wobrock at second, Haar at first. The pitch. Popkins a fly and drive to right field. That'll get down. Fox will score. Wobrock around third. He's going to score. Brian Haar's going to be waved to the plate. Here's the throw. And it is in time to get Brian Haar, but a 2 RBI double for Dave Popkins, and your Wild Things take a 3-0 lead. After 5, the score. Your Washington Wild Things 3, normal Cornbelters 0. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
Hi, this is Hines Ward. If you're a high school sports fan, the place to go all year round is the MSA Sports Network. Log on every day to www.msasports.net for the schedules, the scores, the standings, the rankings, and of course, all of the broadcasts includes exclusive Whitfield playoffs and championship action. Anytime, anywhere, always there, the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. 3-0 your Wild Things lead. Going into the bottom of inning number 5, Dave Popkins comes through with a 2 RBI double, scoring Justin Fox and Austin Wobrock. Brian Haar was thrown out at the plate to end the inning, but 2 runs in for the Wild Things. They lead 3-0 as Alex McKeon grounded out to start things in that inning before the Fox walk. Then Jamal Austin a strikeout. Austin Wobrock reached on the air, and Brian Haar walked to load the bases, and Dave Popkins comes through. 2 RBI double, and your Wild Things lead 3-0. Due up for the normal Cornbelters here in inning number 5. Dylan Hopt, Elijah Trail, and Dylan Kelly. So it'll be 5, 6, and 7 for the Cornbelters. Last inning, 1-2-3 went the Cornbelters as Santiago Chirino grounded out, Aaron Dudley struck out, and Nolan Meadows grounded out. Foss finishing his warm-up tosses on the mound. And if you haven't heard, country artist Chris Young will be in concert at Consol Energy Park on August the 25th. Tickets for that are available at Ticketmaster.com. So Dave Popkins coming through with a 2 RBI double gives your Wild Things a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of inning number 5. And on the mound, Trevor Foss pitching really well today. Has faced 3 batters in 4 of his innings of work. His 2 1-2-3 innings did allow a hit in the first inning, but only faced 3 batters as Michael Scholar was caught stealing. And we are about ready for baseball here in the bottom of the 5th. Dylan Hopt stepping in. Hopt on the day 0 for 1. As we said, Hopt, the big banger in this normal Cornbelters lineup. 5 home runs and 17 RBIs for the 6'5", 230-pound Mira Mesa, California native. Played for the University of San Diego a year ago. Right-handed pitcher versus right-handed batter. As Trevor Foss looks into McKeon, has his sign. Here's the pitch. And Hopt takes a strike. No balls and a strike, right at the knees and on the outside corner. 0-1 the count here on Dylan Hopt. Game 1 of this 3-game series between your Washington Wild Things and the normal Cornbelters. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, no balls, 2 strikes. That one bounced on its way to the plate. A nice curveball from Trevor Foss. Your Wild Things entered this one with a record of 8-6. Good for third place in the East Division, 1 game behind the second place Lake Erie Crushers. Here's Foss's 0-2. And this one's chopped foul off to the left. Count remains, no balls, 2 strikes. Lake Erie sits at 8-5, so the Wild Things a half a game behind the Lake Erie Crushers for second place in the East Division. The Windy City Thunderbolts have the lead in the East Division. They're at 12-3. The pitch, and Hop pops this one up and back into the seats. The count remains, no balls, 2 strikes. Foss, a guy who likes to attack the strike zone, 10 strikeouts to 3 walks on the 2016 season. Does not walk very many batters. Foss is set. Here's the 0-2. And Hop, the line drive off the glove of a leaping Yezzo and into the right field corner. Popkins will have to go retrieve it out there, and Dylan Hopt will be in with a leadoff double here to start the bottom of inning number 5. A nice effort by Yezzo as he leaped in the air. He almost had that ball. It hit off the tip of his glove. And Dylan Hopt in there with the double. That'll bring up Elijah Trail, the DH. Trail 1 for 1 with a single in his first game of the 2016 season. Trail 6'3", 227 from Bakersfield, California. Played for the Rockford Aviators a year ago. Runner at second, nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 in the top of the inning for the Wild Things, and they lead 3-0. Foss looks in, has his sign. Checks Hopt. And here's the pitch. And this one's low and outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count here in the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Wild Things lead over the Cornbelters. Foss has his sign. He's set. And the 1-0. After he checks second, here it comes. And this one grounded to second base. Fox has it. Looks to third, but he'll throw to first. And that's out number 1. 4-3 on the putout. Meanwhile, Dylan Hopt moves up to third base with just 1 away. And that'll bring up the catcher, Dylan Kelly. Kelly on the day, 0 for 1, grounded out to Jimmy Yezzo. Now, Wild Things infield will play back, so they'll concede a run here, as they are up 3-0. Brian Haar playing a little bit in, a couple steps from the third base bag. Now playing about halfway, just to keep that runner at third close. Foss set, checks Hopt over there at third, and the pitch. And this one, line drive in the left field, that'll be a base hit. Dylan Hopt will score an RBI single for Dylan Kelly, and the Cornbelters get on the board. It's now 3-1. Kelly not wasting any time as he takes the first pitch he sees and puts it into left field for the base hit. So 3-1 the score now, and that'll bring up the third baseman, R.J. Peruki. Peruki 0 for 1, grounded out to second base. First run allowed on the day by Trevor Foss here in inning number 5. But the Wild Things still hold a 3-1 lead thanks to the 2 RBI double by Popkins last inning. Foss set in the pitch. Bunting, this one popped up. McKeon giving chase, and he will make the catch behind the plate. That's out number 2. 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th, and that brings up the center fielder, Mike Fish. Fish 0 for 1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, a run in for the Cornbelters as the Wild Things lead 3-1. Trevor Foss getting up 2 hits in this inning. He's given up 4 hits on the day with 1 run, so pitching well. Foss set. Checks Kelly at first, throw over there, and Kelly's back. 3-1 Wild Things lead here. 2 outs, bottom 5th. Dylan Kelly just added an RBI single to the day. Foss set the pitch. And this one ground to the left side, past Wobrock into left field, so that'll be a base hit. Cornbelters have runners at first and second here with 2 away. And it'll bring up the shortstop, Michael Scholar. Scholar, 1 for 2, singled back in the first and was caught stealing. It was a great throw by Alex McKeon to retire him at second base. So 2 on, 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. Foss trying to keep the Cornbelters at just 1 run. An RBI single by Dylan Kelly drove in the Cornbelters' first run of the game. Foss set, and the pitch. And taking inside for a ball is Scholar. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. Bottom 5, Wild Things lead 3-1 with 2 outs. But the Cornbelters do have 2 on. Foss looks at second. Here's the pitch. And this one chopped foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. Trevor Foss in his first jam of the night with 2 on here. Just allowing the 1 run in the top of this inning. The RBI single by Dylan Kelly, who now stands on second, followed by a 2-out single by Mike Fish at first base. Foss set, and he steps off as he doesn't like the sign he sees. Count remains 1 ball, 1 strike. The batter, Michael Scholar. Scholar entered the day .333. But he's 1 for 2. Foss set. Checks second. Kicks and deals. Swings and chops this one foul. Count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom 5. Wild Things lead 3-1. Foss looking to keep that lead right where it is. The Cornbelters have 2 on, first and second. Dylan Kelly, an RBI single, drove in the first run of the game for the Cornbelters. Foss has his sign. He's set. Checks second, the 1-2. And that one bounces in front of the plate. McKeon able to corral it, but the runners will move up. As he can't get to it in time, Kelly moves up to third. Fish moves up to second with 2 away and a 2-2 count. McKeon did keep the ball in front of him, but by the time he got to the baseball, Dylan Kelly was already at third base. Foss looking to get out of it here. Second and third, 2 outs, bottom 5 for normal. Foss set, checks third, and the 2-2. This ball, 9 drives snagged by Trevor Foss, and that will end the inning. A nice grab by Foss, and the Cornbelters do get a run in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. And after 5, the score, your Washington Wild Things 3, normal Cornbelters 1. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
We're back here in the top of the 6th inning. Wild Things lead 3-1 from the Corn Crib here in Normal, Illinois. The Wild Things got 2 runs on the board in the top of inning number 5. It started out with a ground out by Alex McKeon. Then Justin Fox walked. 1 batter later, Austin Wobrock would reach on a 2-base error, a throwing error by Michael Scholar at short. Brian Harwood walked to load the bases, and Dave Popkins a 2 RBI double. The difference in this game is as Fox and Wobrock both scored. Brian Harr was thrown out at home plate. But last inning, the normal Cornbelters get on the board. Dylan Hott led things off with a double. One batter later, Dylan Kelly would hit a 1-out RBI single that would score Hopped to make the score 3-1. So Dave Popkins, 2 RBI double. The difference in this one so far. Due up for the Wild Things here in the 6th. Ricky Rodriguez, Jimmy Yezzo, and Grant Fink, 5, 6, and 7 in the Wild Things lineup. Rodriguez stepping in, and we're ready here in the top of the 6th. Carmaine cruised through the first 3 innings, only allowing 1 hit in the first 3 innings, but these last 2 innings has had some trouble. Facing 6 batters in each of the last 2 innings. The pitch to Rodriguez. And Rodriguez takes for a strike, no balls and a strike. Both runs in the 5th inning unearned to Chris Carmaine. So ZRA doesn't take a hit, but the Cornbelters are down. Here's the 0-1. And fouled off by Rodriguez, so no balls, 2 strikes as he went outside and chased that one, reaching for that curveball. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out top of the 6th. Carmaine's 0-2. And that one's low and outside, bounced on the chalk line on the left-handed batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Wild Things a 3-1 lead here from the Corn Crib in Normal, Illinois. Home of the Normal Cornbelters, the 1-2. And this one fouled away back to the screen. Count sticks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, nobody out. The Wild Things coming into this series having taken 2 of 3 from the Schaumburg Boomers. Currently 2-1 on the road trip, the 1-2. And this one hit foul off to the right. This will go back into the stands. Count sticks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rodriguez got a haircut. Used to have the long flowing hair. That's gone. The 1-2. Checks his swing. Did he go around? Yes, says the field umpire, and Ricky Rodriguez strikes out to start things here in the top of the 6th. That'll bring up the first baseman, Jimmy Yezzo. So Rodriguez strikes out. Yezzo today, 1 for 2, RBI single in the 4th inning to drive in the first run of the game for the Wild Things. The pitch. And Yezzo fouls this one off. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here on the Wild Things first baseman. Has been picking it up offensively as of late, which is a good thing to see in the middle of the order. The 0-1. And Yezzo takes this one outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. The pitch. That's way inside, ball 2. 1-2 the count on Yezzo. Yezzo playing in his 14th game for the Wild Things. The 2-1. And this one rounded to the right side. Chirino has it. He'll throw to first. And that's out number 2. 4-3 on the putout. And there are 2 away here in the 6th. And I'll bring up the left fielder, Grant Fink. Fink 1 for 2, a single, and also is grounded out. As he singled to lead off inning number 3. Carmaine set. Here's the pitch. And Fink checks his swing, and it's outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Wild Things lead 3-1. The pitch. And Fink a fly ball to right field and deep. Going back is Meadows to the track, to the wall. Exit stage right for Grant Fink. His first home run of the 2016 season. And your Wild Things lead 4-1. Fink gave that one a ride out to right field and gets it over that short porch. 3:18 out there. And your Wild Things now lead 4-1. Fink gets his first home run of the 2016 season. And when you need an attorney to hit one out of the park, yo, Keith. That home run's brought to you by Keith Owen Campbell, attorney at law. First pitch to Alex McKeon, and he takes it for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. Grant Fink hitting his first home run of the year over the right field wall. Makes it 4-1 Wild Things. The 1-0. That one grounded towards the middle. Chirino, a sliding stop from his butt, throws, and it's not going to be in time. An infield single for Alex McKeon. So McKeon reaches, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Justin Fox. Chirino going to his right on that one, had to make a sliding stop. Couldn't get to his feet in time, so he kind of threw from his butt-hip area and fired a bouncer to first, but it wasn't on time. So Alex McKeon reaches. McKeon the runner at first. Carmaine looks the pitch. And that one's outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. Fox 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. 4-1 Wild Things lead. Carmaine set. Checks McKeon at first, the pitch. And Fox takes this one for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Grant Fink drove in a run in this inning, hit his first home run of the 2016 season. Carmaine's 1-1. Fox, a big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count on the Wild Things second baseman. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Carmaine has his sign, the 1-2. And a swing and a miss by Fox, and that will be out number 3. The Wild Things do get a run on the Grant Fink home run. 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. After 5.5, the score. Your Washington Wild Things 4, Normal Cornbelters 1. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get a sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. 4-1 your Wild Things lead as we head to the bottom of inning number 6. The Cornbelters scored their first run of the game back in the last inning as Dylan Hopp started things off with a double, then a ground out by Elijah Trail moved him up to third base, and Dylan Kelly added an RBI single, driving in the first run of the game for Normal. RJ Perucci would fly out, Mike Fish would also single, but they would be stranded at second and third as Michael Scholar lined out a very nice play by Trevor Foss on the mound, a run-saving play. As he was falling off towards first base after delivering his pitch, the ball ended up right in his glove for the out. Due up for the Cornbelters here in the 6th, Santiago Chirino, Aaron Dudley, and Nolan Meadows. 2, 3, and 4 in the Wild Things lineup. Clearview Federal Credit Union has branches in Canonsburg, McMurray, and all over southwestern Pennsylvania. Visit clearviewfcu.org to find one near you. Trevor Foss pitching here in his 6th inning of work, as he has been done very well on the mound. A little bit of a rough spot last inning, but other than that, very good. He's only given up 5 hits and just the 1 run through his 6 innings of work. The Cornbelters have left 3 men on base. The Trevor Foss going through his warm-up tosses from the Corn Crib here in Normal, Illinois, and Foss just finishing those warm-up tosses, leading things off for the Cornbelters, Santiago Chirino. Chirino 0 for 2, flew out to right field and also grounded out to shortstop today. First man to face Foss here in the bottom of the 6th. Wild Things added a run in the top of this inning as Grant Fink hit his first home run of the 2016 season. Foss set, here's the pitch. Chirino shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here. Trevor Foss on the hill. 6 innings, 1 run. Went 7 innings in a complete game his last time, but it was a loss, the pitch. And this one ground to the right side. Har, a nice pick over there. And throw over to first. That's out number 1. 5-3 on the putout. Har had to come in a couple steps and made a nice pick on the infield turf for out number 1. That'll bring up the first baseman, Aaron Dudley. Dudley today 0 for 2, strikeout victim in both at-bats. He struck out 2 times. Foss 3 strikeouts on the day. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The Wild Things lead 4-1. As Trevor Foss looking to have a smooth 6th. Here's his first pitch. Dudley takes low and inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count to the Cornbelter first baseman. It's tomorrow night, 7:35 first pitch as well, the 1-0. And this one's chopped to the right side and foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. 7:35 first pitch. Connor Kendrick will be on the mound for your Washington Wild Things. You can hear it right here on the MSA Sports Network. Wild Things lead this one 4-1 in the bottom of inning number 6, the 1-1. And that one's fouled back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count, 1 out. Trevor Foss pitching well on the mound so far. We said 7 innings, 3 runs his last time out. It was a complete game in game 1 of the doubleheader with Traverse City. Foss is 1-2. And that one's a fly ball down the left field line. That'll go foul into the lawn area. So the count sticks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lot of foul territory here at the Corn Crib. Foss is 1-2. And that one's low in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. But there's a lot of ground in foul territory. So when you hit a fly ball to foul territory, you got to kind of see if it's going to be caught, as fielders have a lot of room to make a play, especially down the right and left field lines. Foss looks in the 2-2. Dudley takes inside for a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He had to jump out of the way of that one. Nolan Meadows on deck, the right fielder. A couple of great throws from right field for Meadows as he nailed Brian Haar on the Dave Popkins 2 RBI double. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Trevor Foss on the hill. He's set, and he doesn't like his sign. Wants to go through the signs again. 3-2 the count, 1 out. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. Foss's pitch. And that ball's a called strike 3, and Dudley strikes out for the 3rd time tonight, 2nd time looking, and there are 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Dudley not happy as he is screaming at the home plate umpire. He better cool it, as Dudley voicing his grievances with the home plate umpire. Slamming his helmet. I think he was tossed. Aaron Dudley was tossed from this game. He is very unhappy about that strikeout. That called strike on the inside corner. Manager Brooks Carey out there arguing right now for normal. And Aaron Dudley was tossed from this game. So he is gone. We'll see who his replacement is. And Brooks Carey has just been tossed as well. The pitch was on the inside corner. It was a called strike 3. Both Brooks Carey and Aaron Dudley not happy about that one. They both get ejected from this game. And the Wild Things lead 4-1. Carey's still out there arguing. So we're going to take a look at the Frontier League standings as Carey voices his displeasures and gets his money's worth. The Windy City Thunderbolts lead this Eastern Division. They're 12-3. Lake Erie sits in 2nd, a half game ahead of your Washington Wild Things at 8-5. Then the Washington Wild Things at 8-6. Joliet sits in 4th, 7-9. Traverse City in 5th. They're 6-8. And the Schaumburg Boomers round out this East Division at 4-11. So Aaron Dudley has been tossed. His night is over as he walks to the dugout, and the way to get to the dugouts is through the center field wall. So we have to wait for Dudley and Brooks Carey to make the stroll out to center field. While they do that, we'll take a look at the West Division standings. The Evansville Otters lead there. They sit at 10-6. And the Southern Illinois Miners in 2nd. They're at 8-6. Gateway Grizzlies in 3rd over there at 9-7. The River City Rascals sit at 7-7. Florence Freedom at 5-9. And the Normal Cornbelters round out this division, their record at 4-11. So both Aaron Dudley and Brooks Carey tossed on a called 3rd strike. It was on the inside corner. It was on a 3-2 pitch. Dudley thought he had the walk. It was the 2nd time Dudley was called out on strikes. So we'll see who the replacement for Aaron Dudley will be in the bottom of inning, in the top of inning number 7. We'll see who that is. I think that's what they're trying to discuss, is now the coaches are meeting to discuss things. And we are ready now as Nolan Meadows steps in, the right fielder. He's 0 for 2. Aaron Dudley, Brooks Carey both tossed after arguing strikes. Foss set, here's the pitch. And that one's a called strike, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count on Meadows. Trevor Foss, the righty, versus Meadows, the lefty. Here's the 0-1. And Meadows pops it up to left field. Grant Fink getting under it, and he'll make the catch. That's out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 go the Cornbelters here in inning number 6. And after 6 innings of play, the score, Wild Things 4, Cornbelters 1. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends upon both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the field turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as a FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today at 866-270-6003 or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to the top of inning number 7. And the score, your Washington Wild Things lead this one 4-1. And taking over for Aaron Dudley at first base will be Dylan Hopt. He moves from left field to first base. Aaron Dudley, as we said, ejected after arguing balls and strikes. At the Cornbelters taking the field here in the top of inning number 7. And out in left field now for the Cornbelters will be Mitch Elliott. Elliott taking the place of Aaron Dudley and batting third in the order. Dudley thrown out after arguing balls and strikes. So his night is done. Mitch Elliott in left. Dylan Hopt moves to first base, and Jamal Austin leading things off for the Wild Things. The first pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count on the Wild Things leadoff man. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. The pitch. Austin fouls this one away, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count. So the changes, we said Dylan Hopt now playing first base. And Mitch Elliott in left field. As this ball fisted over the infield, and it's a base hit. So Jamal Austin starts things off with a single here in the top of inning number 7, just over the outstretched glove of Santiago Chirino at second base. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Wobrock. Wobrock 1 for 3, a single, and also reached on an error. He scored 2 runs on the day. They're playing Dude Looks Like a Lady as Wobrock steps in. Carmaine set, checks Austin at first, the pitch. And Wobrock takes it inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count on the Wild Things shortstop. Jamal Austin leads off first. Carmaine set, the 1-0. And Wobrock grounds this one foul off to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Wobrock and Austin have both done a nice job of setting the table at the top of the lineup. Austin now reached in 12 of his 14 games. Throw to first, and Austin's back. Count 1 ball, 1 strike on Austin Wobrock. Jamal Austin at first leads the team in steals with 6. There he goes. Pitches inside. The throw down, and it's not in time. Jamal Austin in there. His 7th stolen base of the 2016 season gives the Wild Things a runner in scoring position with nobody away. And a 2-1 count to Austin Wobrock. Good jump at first base by Jamal Austin. Saw his opportunity, got into scoring position. 7 steals now for Austin on the year, as he takes his lead off second. Decent-sized lead out there. Carmaine has his sign, the pitch. Wobrock will foul this one away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2, no outs here in the top of the 7th. Wild Things lead 4-1 from the Corn Crib in Normal, Illinois. Carmaine set, and the 2-2. Swing and a miss by Wobrock, and he strikes out. That's out number 1. One away here as the Wild Things shortstop went down to a knee, but now has gotten back up and is walking back to the dugout. That'll bring up the third baseman, Brian Haar. So Jamal Austin at second. He reached on a leadoff single and then stole second base. His 7th steal of the 2016 season. That brings up Brian Haar. Carmaine has his sign, checks Austin the pitch. And Haar, a line drive to right field. It's hooking, and it'll go foul. 0-1 the count here on Brian Haar. As Jamal Austin took off on contact, has to go back to second base. 0-1 the count. Haar today, 0 for 2 with a walk. Carmaine has his sign, check Austin, and the 0-1. Haar takes, just low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Jamal Austin at first, leadoff single, then stole second base. Carmaine has his sign, the pitch. Swing and a miss by Brian Haar. Chased outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Haar comes into today hitting .238, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. From the 3 hole for the Wild Things. Carmaine has his sign, checks Austin the 1-2. And Haar chops this one right out in front of the plate to the mound. Carmaine has it, throw to first, and that's out number 2. Meanwhile, Jamal Austin moving up to third on the play. Gives the Wild Things a runner at third with 2 away, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Dave Popkins. Popkins 1 for 3, a 2 RBI double back in inning number 5. That scored both Justin Fox and Austin Wobrock. Brian Haar tried to score on that play, but was thrown out at home plate by Nolan Meadows out in right field. Carmaine set the pitch, and this one's fouled away. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count on Popkins. Carmaine here in his 7th inning of work. Pitched very efficiently in innings number 1 through 3. So that earned him in here to the 7th. He's given up 5 runs. The pitch. Popkins checks his swing. The ball gets away, but Austin has to stay at third as Kelly does a nice job of keeping it where it is. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Chris Carmaine on the mound, the starter for the Normal Cornbelters. No action in either bullpen. Both starters pitching well. The pitch. And this one grounded to the right side softly. Popkins running. Fielded by Hop. The flip to Carmaine covering, and that is out number 3. 3-1 on the putout, but no runs in the inning on a hit, no errors, and a man left. And after 6.5, the score, your Wild Things 4, Normal Cornbelters 1. We're going to keep it right here for the 7th inning stretch as we go to the bottom of inning number 7. You're listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
Who's now the principal? Okay, Cornbelters fans, let's sing along. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the Belters. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Thank you, Chanel.
Be sure to check out MSASports.net every day this spring for the scores, the daily standings, and the plus daily high school sports broadcasts as well. In May, we will have exclusive coverage of the WPIAL baseball and softball playoffs, the WPIAL boys volleyball and tennis championships, and the WPIAL boys and girls track and lacrosse championships. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this spring on the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to the bottom of inning number 7, and your score, the Wild Things lead this one 5-1. 4-1, excuse me. Trevor Foss on the hill for his 7th inning of work, made quick work of the Cornbelters in the 6th. 1-2-3 as he got Santiago Charino to ground out. Aaron Dudley struck out and was ejected, and Nolan Meadows flew out to left field. Due up for the Cornbelters here in the 7th. Nolan Meadows, Elijah Trail, and Dylan Kelly. 5, 6, and 7. Action in the Cornbelters bullpen is Horatio Acosta warming up. Foss still out there here in inning number 7, has given up 1 run in his 6 innings of work. Foss set, here's the pitch to Hopt. And Hopt takes it low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Dylan Hopt, 1 for 2 today with a double and a run scored. Foss set in the 1-0. And a big swing and a miss by Hopt, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Wild Things lead 4-1. The pitch, and that one's low for a ball. The count goes to 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count. Trevor Foss, pitching well, had 1 jam in the 5th inning where he gave up his only run of the day, but other than that, has been very good. Foss set, here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss by Hopt as that one bounced to the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hopt now playing first base for the normal Cornbelters following the Aaron Dudley ejection. Righty on righty. Foss looks in. Here's his 2-2. And a swing and a miss. The ball bounced in front of the plate. McKean has to find it. He does and throws to first. So a strikeout and a 2-3 putout. And that is the 5th strikeout of the day for Trevor Foss. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Elijah Trail. Trail 1 for 2 with a single. His first game back off of the disabled list. Trail, 6'3", 227, right-handed hitter, played for the Rockford Aviators a year ago. Wild Things lead 4-1. Dave Popkins a 2 RBI double. Grant Fink a home run. And as this one is a broken bat, bat splinters towards third base. Haar's throw is not in time as he was trying to avoid the bat. It'll probably be an infield single for Elijah Trail as that ball splintered in 2. And both halves went towards Brian Haar. He backed up to make the play, and his throw was not in time. Good thing Brian Haar's okay. Had to avoid flying bat parts. But he is okay back in there. Elijah Trail on with a single. And that'll bring up Dylan Kelly, the catcher. Dylan Kelly today is 1 for 2. Ground out in a single. Foss's pitch. Kelly fouls it away. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Four runs in for the Wild Things. An RBI single by Yezo, a 2 RBI double by Popkins, and a home run from Grant Fink. Foster over to first, and Trail's back. Trail singled his 2nd hit of the day from the DH spot. Foss set. The 0-1 to Kelly. Kelly, a fly ball to left field. Fink coming in, and he will make a nice running catch. Trail fell between first and second, and the throw back in from Fink hits him in the back. Elijah Trail gets lucky. A fly out to left for Dylan Kelly, but Elijah Trail slipped between first and second base. Fink had him nailed, but his throw in nailed Trail right in the back between the 2 and the 3, so Elijah Trail safe back at first base, and with 2 outs, that'll bring up R.J. Peruki. Peruki 0 for 2 has popped out behind the plate and grounded out to second. So Elijah Trail, lucky to get back in there at first, gives the Cornbelters some life with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Foss looking in. He has his sign, checks Trail at first, and the pitch. And Peruki grounded towards second. Fox initially comes in, now makes the play, throw on to first, and that is out number 3. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. And after 7, the score, your Washington Wild Things 4, Normal Cornbelters 1. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
How does a 120-year-old company like Henderson Brothers keep up in a world that changes every minute, that keeps throwing curveballs, that flaunts new technology, that demands responsiveness? The answer is simple. With expertise. We insure the most successful corporations in the area, and they in turn recommend us. And for that, we're grateful. Henderson Brothers. Expect an expert.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to the top of inning number 8, and a pitching change for the Normal Cornbelters. For Chris Carmen, the starter, he threw 7 innings, gave up 4 runs, 2 earned on 8 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And the new pitcher for the Normal Cornbelters, Horatio Acosta. Acosta, appearing in his 7th game for the Cornbelters, has thrown 10 2/3 innings, giving up 7 runs, 5 earned on 10 hits, 5 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Has a 4.21 ERA for the right-hander. And the men to greet him here in the 8th, Ricky Rodriguez, Jimmy Yezzo, and Grant Fink. 5, 6, and 7. Rodriguez stepping in. And we are ready for baseball here in the top of the 8th. Your Wild Things lead it 4-1. Looking to add more. Rodriguez today, 1 for 3. A single and 2 strikeouts. So Acosta, the new pitcher. 4.21 ERA. He's set. And the pitch. And Rodriguez takes for a strike. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Acosta, 5'11", 194 from Miami, Florida, a returner to these Normal Cornbelters. Acosta has the sign, the 0-1. And a ground ball by Rodriguez to short. Handled by Scholar, throw to first, and that's out number 1. 6-3 on the putout, and I'll bring up the first baseman, Jimmy Yezzo. Yezzo on the day, 1 for 3. An RBI single drove in the first run of the game for these Wild Things back in inning number 4. Also grounded out in the 6th and popped out in the 2nd. Yezzo, it was his 6th RBI of the year. As Acosta set, and the pitch. And a big swing and a miss by Yezzo, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count, 1 out here in the top of inning number 8. Wild Things lead 4-1. Acosta set, and the 0-1. And Yezzo takes this one for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Yezzo, RBI single on the day. Part of this 8-hit attack. Acosta set, the 0-2. And a swing, and this one just fouled off by Yezzo, so the count sticks. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count to Jimmy Yezzo. Acosta looking in, has his sign, and the 0-2. And this one fouled away off to the left behind the Wild Things dugout. No balls, 2 strikes, stays the count on Yezzo. Yezzo, as we said, has really picked it up offensively as of late. Was hitting .048 before the last homestand. Has got that average up to 151. Still not right where you want it, but a good starting point for Yezzo. Acosta's 0-2. And that one's inside, almost gets Yezzo on the leg. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. The Wild Things first baseman, left-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. There's more action than the Normal Cornbelters bullpen. Acosta set, and the 1-2. And Yezo takes just inside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Wild Things four runs on the night. 2 RBI double by Dave Popkins. The big difference, Grant Fink also with a solo shot. And Jimmy Yezo with an RBI single. Acosta's 2-2. Yezo takes outside for a ball. Count goes full at 3-2. Grant Fink on deck if Yezo should reach. Chris Carmaine, 7 innings, 4 runs, 2 earned. The 3-2. Yezo, a chopper to second. Chirino plays it on the hop throw to first, and that is out number 2. 4-3 on the put out, and that'll bring up the left fielder Grant Fink. Fink 2 for 3, homer and a single. He homered back in the 6th, grounded out in the 4th, and singled in inning number 3. That home run, a line drive shot in his last at-bat. As Acosta looks in, he has his sign. And the pitch. And Fink takes outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. Fink trying to become more patient at the plate, as he has done that recently. Acosta set. The 1-0. And Fink takes this one for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Wild Things lead 4-1 over the normal Cornbelters. Acosta set the 1-1. And that one is a called strike 2 on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. 2 outs from the corn crib in Normal, Illinois. Acosta's 1-2. And that one's outside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good take there by Grant Fink. 2-2 the count. Excuse me. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Acosta's pitch. Fink takes it outside, ball 3. Wise take. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Alex McKeon, the catcher, on deck if Fink should reach. Fink, only 1 walk on the 2016 season. The 3-2. Fink just chops this one foul at the plate, stays alive, count stays full. 1 walk, 15 strikeouts for the Wild Things left fielder. He has shown patience as of late. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Wild Things lead 4-1. Acosta has his sign. He's set, and the full count delivery. Fink takes inside for a ball, so a 2-out walk gives the Wild Things a base runner and brings up the catcher, Alex McKeon. McKeon on the day, 1 for 3, single and 2 ground outs. So the Wild Things have a runner at first, 2 outs here in the 8th, as Grant Fink reaches on the walk. McKeon came in today, 273. Playing in his 9th game for the Wild Things. Acosta's pitch. And that ball is a strike. 0-1. Just on the outside corner to McKeon. McKeon signed after Kyle Pollock went on the disabled list. Pollock's still on that disabled list with the bicep injury. Acosta set and the 0-1. And that ball is called strike 2, 0-2 on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Alex McKeon, the batter. Acosta set, checks Fink at first. And the pitch. McKeon takes outside for a ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Acosta tried to get him to chase out there, but McKeon wisely lays off. 1-2, 2 outs here on the top of the 8th. Wild Things lead 4-1. Horatio Acosta set, and the 1-2. There goes Fink for second. Pitch is swung on and missed, And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left after the walk. And after 7.5, the score. The Washington Wild Things lead this one 4-1. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
Hi, this is Hines Ward. If you're a high school sports fan, the place to go all year round is the MSA Sports Network. Log on every day to www.msasports.net for the schedules, the scores, the standings, the rankings, and of course, all of the broadcasts includes exclusive Whitfield playoffs and championship action. Anytime, anywhere, always there, the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Going to the bottom of inning number 8, the score. Your Wild Things lead it 4-1. You're listening to the MSA Sports Network. I'm Zach Ziegler. As we go into this bottom of inning number 8, Trevor Foss, still on the mound for your Washington Wild Things, has been very good except for that 5th inning where he gave up his lone run. He's faced 3 batters in the first, second, and second inning. He's faced 3 batters in the first, second, third, fourth, 6th, and that's it. 4 of his 7 innings, he has faced 3 batters. As 2 of the innings, or 5 of his 7 innings, he's faced 3 batters. 2 of his innings, he faced 4 or more. Allowed that run in inning number 5 on the leadoff double by Dylan Hopt. He moved up, and the RBI single by Dylan Kelly. That's it. As Trevor Foss has been very good on the mound for your Washington Wild Things. All Sunday home games are donation Sundays at Consol Energy Park, brought to you by Goodwill. Fans are encouraged to bring gently used items to the park on Sundays and enter win prizes courtesy of Goodwill. So come to Consol Energy, do some good. Wild Things back home this Friday, June 3rd through the 5th, a 3-game series with the Evansville Otters. Then 2 off days on Monday and Tuesday, a doubleheader against Windy City on Wednesday, and that series will conclude on Thursday night, 7:05. First pitch for Friday, Saturday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 5:05. First pitch on the Sunday game against Evansville. Mike Fish stepping in to lead things off here in the 8th. Fish today, 1 for 2. Single and a ground out. Foss set, here's his pitch. And this ball lined down the left field line, but that is foul. 1 ball, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Foss looking to be the first Wild Things pitcher to go past 7. And looking so far so good. He went 7 in his last outing. That was a complete game, the 0-1. And that one's a called strike on the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Fish doesn't like it, but the count sticks 0-2. 0-2, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th from the Corn Crib. The Wild Things lead 4-1. Foss set, here's the 0-2 pitch. And this ball popped up on the infield. Justin Fox going over towards first. Yezo calling him off. And Yezo will make the catch drifting in foul territory. And that is out number 1. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Michael Scholar. Scholar on the day, 1 for 3. Single, caught stealing. He's also popped out in the 3rd and lined out in the 5th. So Trevor Foss officially has gone the deepest that a Wild Things starter has gone. He's gone 7 in the 3rd. And no action in the Wild Things bullpen right now. Manager Greg Langben might just let him go. 1 out, bottom 8. Foss set, here's the pitch. And that is a strike. 0-1 the count. 0-1, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Wild Things lead 4-1. Foss's 0-1 pitch. And that ball's in there. No balls, 2 strikes. Inside corner, Foss pitching well today. 7 1/3 so far. Only allowed that 1 run in inning number 5. Foss has his sign for McKeon, the 0-2. And that one's outside and in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tried to get Scholar to chase. He's got a couple swings and misses on the balls out there. Well, this time, Scholar lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Foss looking in, has his sign, kicks and deals. And a swing and a miss. Foss strikes him out. And there are 2 away here in inning number 8. That'll bring up Santiago Chirino, the second baseman. Chirino today 0 for 3. As he's grounded out twice and flew out to right field. Trevor Foss, 7 2/3. Did go the complete game his last time out. It was a 7-inning game and a doubleheader against Traverse City. Foss set, here's the pitch. And that one's in there for a strike. No balls and a strike right on the outside corner. 0-1. Foss has been using those corners effectively today. He's set, here's the 0-1. That one chopped off to the left side and foul, so the count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Foss 6 strikeouts through 7 2/3. He's set in the 0-2. And this ball's flied to foul territory and right. Yezo giving chase, running over, and he can't get to it, so the count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Yezo and Fox both gave that one a really good run, but it bounces just out of their reach, and the count sticks at 0-2. Game 2 of this 3-game series, 7:35 first pitch tomorrow on the East Coast. You can hear it right here on the MSA Sports Network. Connor Kendrick taking the hill for your Washington Wild Things. Here in Game 1, Wild Things lead 4-1, bottom 8. Foss looking into McKeon, has his sign. Here's the 0-2. And that one bounces and goes to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It hit the dirt and then kind of rolled up McKeon's body, went over the chest protector, over his shoulder, and back to the backstop. Foss set, here's the 1-2. And this one chopped right in front of the mound. Now hard charging, makes a scoop, a throw to first. Nice pick there. And that is out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Cornbelters here in inning number 8. And after 8 innings of play, the score, your Washington Wild Things lead it 4-1. You're listening to Wild Things Baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get a sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, going to the top of inning number 9. And your Wild Things lead this one 4-1 from Normal, Illinois. Last inning for your Wild Things, 2 groundouts to start the inning as Ricky Rodriguez grounded to short, Jimmy Yezo grounded to second. Grant Fink would get on with a 2-out walk, and then Alex McKeon struck out to end things. Horatio Acosta in for his 2nd inning of work here in the 9th. Due up to face him, Justin Fox, Jamal Austin, and Austin Wobrock. As we go here to the top of the 9th, your Wild Things lead it 4-1. There will be lots of giveaways at Consol Energy Park this summer. We're giving away beach towels, t-shirts, hats, and even an ugly sweater blanket. Check out the website for more details. Come out, lots of good giveaways at Consol Energy Park. Support your Washington Wild Things. Currently sit at 8-6, a half game behind the 2nd place Lake Erie Crushers in the East Division standings. So we have a very good team here in Washington. Come out and support Brian Haar, Jimmy Yezo, Dave Popkins, the rest of your Washington Wild Things. And Justin Fox steps in to kick things off here in the 9th. Fox today is 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, but he has also walked. Acosta looks in, pitched a scoreless 8th inning, walked a batter. He's set. Here's the pitch to Fox. And Fox will take outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. Just past 9:30 on the East Coast. Quick moving game here. Wild Things lead 4-1, top 9. Here's the 1-0. And that pitch is called a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Nobody out, top of the 9th. Wild Things 4 runs, Grant Fink a solo shot, Dave Popkins a 2 RBI double, and Jimmy Yezo an RBI single. Acosta's 1-1. And that pitch is in there for a strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count here on Justin Fox. Fox getting the start at second base tonight. Himself and John Zizniewski splitting time there. Acosta's 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Justin Fox strikes out. Fox's third strikeout of the night. Acosta's first in his 2 innings of work, and that'll bring up the center fielder Jamal Austin. Austin today 1 for 4, single and a stolen base. He also struck out in inning number 5, struck out in inning number 3, and grounded out in inning number 1. Acosta set, the first pitch to Austin. And Jamal takes this one for a strike, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count on the Wild Things center fielder, has reached base safely in 12 of the team's 14 games, or 12 of his 14 games. Acosta's 0-1. And that pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. 1 out here in the top of the ninth. Wild Things lead 4-1. Acosta set. Here's the 1-1. And this ball line foul back over the sweet level seats here, and the count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jamal Austin the batter. Acosta set. And the 1-2. And Austin fouls this one back to the screen. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jamal Austin got the night off on Sunday as Andrew Heck played in center field in the 3rd game of that Schaumburg series. Acosta has his sign. The 1-2 coming to Austin. And this ball is lined foul again over the sweet level seats. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, 1 out here in the top of the ninth. Wild Things lead 4-1 from the Corn Crib in Normal, Illinois. Taking on the Normal Cornbelters. You're listening to the MSA Sports Network. I'm Zach Ziegler. The 1-2. And this ball also fouled back, so quite a battle brewing here between Jamal Austin and Horatio Acosta. Austin from Atlanta, Georgia, facing Horatio Acosta. Acosta set. And the 1-2. And a swing and a miss, and Jamal Austin strikes out. That's his 3rd strikeout of the day, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Wobrock. Wobrock, 1 for 4, single and 2 runs scored. He also reached an error in the 5th, struck out in the 7th, and grounded out in inning number 1. Wobrock steps in, 1 home run and 6 RBIs on the season for Wobrock coming into today. Acosta has his sign, and the pitch coming to Wobrock. And that pitch is a called strike, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here on Wobrock. Has appeared in all 15 games for the Wild Things. Horatio has his sign. He's set. And the 0-1 to Wobrock. And this one ground to the right side and foul, so the count goes to 0-2. Still no action in the Wild Things bullpen, so it looks like manager Greg Langben will let Trevor Foss try to finish this one out. Foss, 1 run through 8 innings of work. Acosta has his sign. He's set. And the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Wobrock strikes out. Ball in the dirt, so they're going to have to throw to first, complete the play. They do. Strike out in a 2-3 putout. And after 8.5, the score. Your Wild Things lead it 4-1. On to the bottom of the ninth. You're listening to the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends upon both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the field turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as a FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today at 866-270-6003 or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Bottom of the ninth. Your score, Wild Things lead at 4-1, and Trevor Foss will remain on the mound, looking for his second complete game of the 2016 season. His first complete game came in the doubleheader against Traverse City, a 7-inning complete game, but still a complete game nonetheless. He's only given up 1 run, that 1 run coming in the 5th inning as Dylan Hopp doubled in that inning, moved up to third on the ground out by Elijah Trail, then an RBI single by Dylan Kelly drove him in. And that's really been the only blemish on Foss's day. Your Wild Things lead 4-1. Due up for the Cornbelters here in the bottom of inning number 9. Mitch Elliott, Nolan Meadows, and Dylan Hopp. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Cornbelters. Game 2 of this 3-game series can be heard tomorrow night. 7:35 first pitch on the East Coast right here on the MSA Sports Network. Connor Kendrick will be on the hill for your Washington Wild Things, making his 4th start of the 2016 season. Foss finishes his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to go here in the bottom of the 9th as in steps Mitch Elliott. He replaced Aaron Dudley in the game, went to left field. Aaron Dudley was ejected from this contest for arguing balls and strikes. So as a result, Mitch Elliott will get his first at-bat of the night. Elliott signed today, so his first game of the 2016 season, Foss's pitch. And Elliott takes outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. Foss very good on control today. No walks in 8 innings of work. He set the 1-0. And this one foul tipped off McKeon. McKeon got it right under the mask as he leans back, takes a moment here. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Looks to be okay as he walked it off. That one just got McKeon on the bottom part of the mask. He fell back for a little bit, but he's okay. 1 ball, 1 strike the count here on Elliott. Elliott played for St. Paul, a Cincinnati, Ohio native. Foss set the 1-1. Swing and a miss by Elliott. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Foss. 6 strikeouts. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he has his 7th strikeout victim. Here is Mitch Elliott strikes out, and there's 1 away here in the bottom of inning number 9. That'll bring up the right fielder, Nolan Meadows. Meadows 0 for 3, struck out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th, flew out in the 6th. It's Trevor Foss, 8 1/3 now. It's manager Greg Langben letting him finish. Does have a complete game as he went the distance in the game 1 of the doubleheader against Traverse City, his last time out. Here's his pitch. And Meadows fouls this one off. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Wild Things looking for their 9th win of the 2016 season. And look to take the first game here against the normal Cornbelters. Foss has his sign, the 0-1. Meadows fouls it off. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Trevor Foss, today's starter, still on the hill. 8 1/3, 7 strikeouts, no walks, just allowed the 1 run back in the 5th inning. Foss facing Meadows. Here's Foss's 0-2. And that's just outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foss tried to get Meadows to chase. Not a bad 0-2 pitch. And the count goes to 1-2. Foss, as we said, a guy who likes to work the corners, has been doing it effectively today. The 1-2. And this one, chop foul off to the right. Count sticks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trevor Foss has dominated this normal Cornbelter team today. Just giving up that 1 run on just 6 hits. Foss setting the 1-2. And this ball hit foul off to the left. Count sticks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Trevor Foss on the hill, the right-hander. The number 1 man in this Wild Things rotation. Foss looking into his catcher, McKeon. Has his sign, the 1-2. And this ball grounded to short. Wobrock, a nice place, jumps and throws. Throw off line, but Yezo gets the tag on him, and that's out number 2. 6-3. Great play on both ends. Wobrock, the jumping throw. Yezo, the awareness to come off the bag and slap the tag on Meadows running by. And there are 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Dylan Hopt. Hopt 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. He also grounded out in inning number 2 and struck out in inning number 7. Hopt the last chance for the Normal Cornbelters. Wild Things lead 4-1, bottom 9, 2 away. Foss looking in, has his sign, the pitch. Called strike, no balls and a strike on Hopt. Hopt moved to first base after Aaron Dudley was ejected. Foss doesn't like the sign, he'll step off. Wild Things play these Cornbelters in Game 2 tomorrow night, 7:35 first pitch. Foss has his sign, the 0-1. And a fly ball down the right field line, hooking foul, no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Trevor Foss looking to finish this one out, 8 2/3. Wild Things lead 4-1 here in the bottom of the 9th. Foss looking into McKeon. He has his sign. Here's the 0-2. And it bounces to the plate. Can't get popped the fish. So the count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tried to lure him with that curveball. It's worked today, but does not get hopped there. Hopped 5 homers, 17 RBIs. Foss looking to retire him with 2 away in the 9th. Foss has his sign, the 1-2 pitch. And this one chopped foul. Count sticks at 1-2. Crowd about a quarter of the way full here at the Corn Crib. Had some rain in the pregame, but it did not stop the game from starting at 7:35 as scheduled. And we've had a great night for your Wild Things. RBI single by Yezo, a 2 RBI double by Popkins, and a home run by Grant Fink have driven in the 4 runs for your Wild Things. Foss set, the 1-2. And just outside ball 2. Foss thought he had strike 3. 2 balls, 2 strikes just off that outside corner. Foss trying to shake that one off. Pounds his glove a couple times. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Dylan Hopt. Hopt steps out, calls time, steps back in. 4-1 Wild Things lead. Bottom 9, 2 outs. Foss set, the 2-2. And this one just fought off at the plate. Count sticks at 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2, 2 outs from the Corn Crib. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Wild Things lead 4-1. Foss looking for the complete game victory. Got a complete game loss his last time out. Looking to avenge that one. The 2-2. And that one's in the dirt, ball 3. Count goes full. 3-2 the count. Elijah Trail on deck if Hopt should reach. 4-1 Wild Things lead. Foss looking to give the bullpen a night off. Foss set, the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. The ball gets away. McKeon gets it. He throws to first. And your Wild Things win. You can put it in the books. Final score. Wild Things win 4-1. Keep it tuned right here to the MSA Sports Network. Washington Wild Things postgame show coming up next. You've been listening to MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
Be sure to check out MSASports.net every day this spring for the scores, the daily standings, and the weekly rankings, plus daily high school sports broadcasts as well. In May, we will have exclusive coverage of the WPIAL baseball and softball playoffs, the WPIAL boys volleyball and tennis championships, and the WPIAL boys and girls track and lacrosse championships. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this spring on the MSA Sports Network.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Your Wild Things take this one. Final score 4-1 in Game 1 of this 3-game series. I'm Zach Ziegler here on the Washington Wild Things postgame show. The 4-1 victory. Trevor Foss was amazing on the mound. Went 9 innings. Gave up 1 run, It was earned on 6 hits, 8 strikeouts, and no walks, the key number for Foss. Did not walk a batter in his complete game victory. Going to go over the scoring recap here. The Wild Things got on the board early, as in the top of the 4th. It started with an Austin Wobrock single. 2 batters later, Ricky Rodriguez single to put runners in first and third, and Jimmy Yezzo delivered an RBI single to make the score 1-0 Washington. And then in the top of inning number 5, the Wild Things were back at it. Started off with a walk to Justin Fox. Then Jamal Austin struck out, and Austin Wobrock reached on an error to give the Wild Things runners at second and third. Brian Harwood then walked to load the bases, and Dave Popkins came through with a 2 RBI double, scoring Fox and Wobrock. Brian Harwood would be thrown out of the plate on that play to end the inning. Wild Things had a 3-0 lead. The only run for the Cornbelters coming in the bottom of the 5th when Dylan Hopp doubled. He scored moved over on third base on a ground out by Elijah Trail, and then scored on the RBI single by Dylan Kelly. 1 batter later, Mike Fish would also single, but the inning would end on a nice catch by Trevor Foss, a line drive right up the middle. Foss would snag it, falling off to the first base side, and that would be out number 3. The Wild Things would add an insurance run in inning number 6. Grant Fink, a solo shot, his first home run of the 2016 season over that short porch and right. And that wrapped up the scoring. 4-1, your Wild Things win. Your Washington Wild Things player of the game, none other than Trevor Foss. Foss, the complete game, 9 innings pitched, gave up 1 run. It was earned on 6 hits, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. Gave the bullpen the night off, and he pitched great. The key number for Foss, as we said, no walks, working the corners of the plate beautifully, getting guys to chase out of the zone when he needed to. So Trevor Foss is your Washington Wild Things player of the game. Game 2 of this 3-game series can be heard right here on the MSA Sports Network tomorrow night. First pitch, 7:35 p.m. from Normal, Illinois. 7:35 on the East Coast, 6:35 here in Normal, Illinois. It'll be Connor Kendrick taking the hill, making his 4th start of the 2016 season. Kendrick on the year with a record of 0-1, a 6.90 ERA in his 3 starts. So Connor Kendrick on the hill, game 2 of this 3-game series. But tonight, your Wild Things win it 4-1, the final score to take game 1 of this 3-game series. We'd like to thank you for listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball. This broadcast presented by Consol Energy, Bethany College, and True Par America. Tune back in tomorrow, 7:35 here on the MSA Sports Network. But for tonight, Wild Things win 4-1. Have a good evening, everyone.